everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards, and dice. My name's Michael, and today we finish off our Sword and Sorcery Ancient Chronicles playthrough. This will be the last episode I put up for this one, and with this, we finish off the Blood and Sand quest. Quest 3, it's taken us 8 bloody episodes to get here, but here we are. You ready? Let's go! Alright guys and gals, we return to the Colosseum and our heroes are in for one hell of a final battle here up against the gigantic Minotaur. Wow. Now this last wave of enemies spawned in the last event phase, so we are now entering the time phase, and here we've got a couple of things we are going to need to do. First off, we need to roll to move the trap that's been circulating the room. We throw 2 red dice and move it the number of hits rolled. Then, because we have a dead hero sitting at the shrine, we're going to go ahead and spend 1 of our soul points to resurrect Xantares. Then, because he's back to being alive, we're going to go ahead and spend 4 more points to soul level him up. We rotate the dial, and we'll give him back his talent. And now we're all refreshed to get back into the fray. Of course, Artemis down here is still dead, but we can't resurrect her yet because she's not at the shrine. So we're going to have to wait till next round. All that's left is to resolve cooldown for Xian's heal. 1 more round and it's back up. And then we're straight into the battle phase. Now, we're going to begin here activating Artemis because no enemies will follow her as she's in ghost form. What we're going to do is use her Soul Shout ability, allowing us to have a look at the top 2 cards of the event deck and reorder them if we see fit. We have Till the End, which is going to activate a bunch of enemies, or Divine Touch, which is going to give us some help from the gods based on our active heroes' allegiance. I'm pretty sure we're all kind of chaos, so 1 enemy will suffer a critical. Let's throw that on top, rebuilding that event deck. Then Artemis will use her recall ability, head to the shrine, and with that she'll be back in action next round. Now, as for our next hero activation, I think we're going to have to go Thorgrim here because, well, he's currently only got 1 hit point left, and if another enemy activates and targets him, he's probably going to be dead. So let's get stuck in, do some damage while we can. We'll begin by utilizing his intimidating war cry. Move target enemy up to act areas away, and until the time phase you count as +2 figures for controlling and dominating. Minotaur, get out of here for the time being. Now, that's a free action, so we don't have to worry about his blind, but from here out, I think we do. Alright, let's go ahead and use one of his actions to attempt to use these bandages. Now, for this to work, we do have to roll a save, and we do make it. Yes, he needs that lightning bolt. That is golden, and that is a massive load off. Target hero heals up 4 hit points. Nice one. Yeah, we are definitely targeting Thorgrim here. And not only that, we get to remove all of his body conditions. That goes for both his blind and his reduction to max health. We then flip the bandages to the small bandage side. Nice one, Thorgrim. Now we'll follow that up with Neris's Shard, healing up 1 point of damage. And then we're going to get attacking. Here we're going to focus and then spend our movement activation moving in front of the Tyrant Lizards. And then we're going to go ahead and stab at one, preferably the one with arcane spikes here. We roll. 1, 2, 3 for focus, 4 for range, 5 for rage. And that's all we need because we have a lightning bolt there. We can ignore armor. The Tyrant Lizard is defeated. Now, first the good news, the Tyrant Lizard is going to give us 1 soul point, bringing us back up to 6. But then the bad news, the arcane spines are going to deal 1 point of damage there. Worth it though. All right. Thorgrim's turn over, we draw the next encounter card. We'll be activating all blue enemies. Just 1 left on the map. The other Tyrant Lizard at range of 1 to Thorgrim is going to use Leap. We move to engage, and unless Thorgrin can make a save, he's going to suffer KO. And we make it. Go lightning bolts. We continue on. If the target is KO'd, use bite. No KO, so we just move on to the next. Attack with claws. 1 hit, 2 red dice. Let's see how this goes. 2 hits for a total of 3. Thorgrin rolls 3 dice for the save and actually misses all of them. He has no effects to help him with that save there. Ouch. We move to our next hero's activation, and I'm pretty sure Xian's going to go for this one. We will focus and then use Enomus's word for an extra hit, and then we're going to charge in for the attack. We roll, and that's actually not that bad. We get a reroll of 1 of the dice, 4 hits in total, 5 and 6 for Enomus's word, and the focus, 7 for the domination. That is enough right there. And the second Tyrant Lizard is defeated as well. No negative effects here, it just drops 10 crowns onto the map, which Jian's actually just going to pick up right away. And that is a very good round so far. We draw our next encounter card, and we're going to be activating all magic enemies. That is not the Minotaur. So we get our otherwise, all heroes must shift their used abilities back 1 notch. Oof. That means both Xian's abilities go back to 2, and same for Thorgrin's intimidating battle cry, going back to 3. Oh no. The last hero to activate is going to be Xanteris, and we are going to move 1 and 2, suffering 1 point of damage prevented by our magic shield on the way through. And then we're going to let loose with a Thunder Strike against the Minotaur. 1 red, 1 blue dice. We get a hit and a KO. So that damage goes through past the armor, and the Minotaur rolls for the save. Makes it. We roll Xanteris' Flux. Nothing happens. And then all that's left is to attack with the Wand of Darts. We roll. 1 hit with a slow. The Minotaur rolls for the save and makes it. Legitimately, I'm pretty stoked with that round. We draw what is the final encounter card. Activate up to 3 enemies, shuffle the encounter deck with the discard pile, and then discard this card. We activate the Minotaur. We use its activation to stand up, and because of the slow, that is it from him. And with all that done, we move into the event phase. We discard the top card from the event card deck, and then moving into the time phase, we roll straight up for the trap. 2 hits, it moves 2 spaces. We'll then cool down some abilities, and because, yay, Artemis is at the shrine, we can go ahead and resurrect her again. Yaya. We roll down from 6 to 5 points. Artemis returns to her normal self. And then now that she's back to being alive, we are going to soul rank her up, dropping back down to just 1 soul point. Question is, do we stick with her ability with Dharma? Yeah, I think we do. We roll her up and give her back the ability to summon her companion. All right, let's get stuck in. We move into the battle phase, and here we'll begin by activating Thorgrin. We will begin utilizing the small bandages that we have left from our last heal, healing back up 2 points of damage, and then we heal up with Daenerys' Shard, returning a grand total of 3 hit points. We need it. We move Thorgrin into the center space, spend a second action to focus, and then we attack with his spear. We roll pretty poorly, but it's not actually that bad. So we have 1 hit here, 2 for focus, 3 for range, 4 for rage, plus bleed, baby. And as we know, bleed is a doozy, and it's probably about to get better too. The Minotaur prevents 1 damage with his armor and then rolls for the save, preventing another, but 2 points of damage go through, and that is our first 2 points of damage against this thing. What's better though is we get that bleed, which is going to deal a bunch of damage on our behalf. Now, just a quick refresher here. This bleed will do 1 point of damage every time an enemy activates. Draw an encounter, and he will be activating one enemy of each rank, just the red. Firstly, thanks to our bleed, the Minotaur scores 1 point of damage, 17 to go, and then the Minotaur attacks. Now he's got targets at range 1 and range 2, and in this case the Minotaur is going to target the hero with the least amount of wounds, which is actually going to be Jian here. If there are no other heroes, because there's no other heroes in the space, the bull uses Rush with their next attack gaining +2 hits and -2 armor. The bull then attacks with its horns, which is going to be 4 hits plus 1 more and break. Now I believe this is the first time that we've seen break. Ooh. And this permanently decreases the armor value of our character by 1. Meaning Jian actually has no points of armor left on her equipment. So with a total of 5 hits and no armor to defend, all that Jian's left with are her blue dice, all 4 of them. And she rolls pretty well, preventing 2 points of damage with the dice and 1 more with a lightning bolt. Good work. Thanks to that, Jian only takes 2 points of damage. Ooh, +1 because of dominating. Next up, we're going to activate Artemis, and what we'll do is we're going to move her 1, 2, 3 straight in with the Minotaur. We are then going to use her precise strike, and finally we're going to summon Dharma and then activate it. Dharma attacks, 2 hits and 2 lightning bolts, awesome. And of course, Dharma's bleed causes 1 point of damage straight up. As always, the Minotaur's armor prevents 1 damage and we roll for the second, prevented. But what's more important here are those 2 lightning bolts give us the on-fall ability, and Artemis gets to make an attack of her own with her elven longbow. First up, because we've hit, we can resolve her precise strike and we gain a -2 to max health. Excellent. And then we make the attack. Oof. 4 hits there, not bad at all. Now I don't think we've got any other rolls we can make here. 4 down to 3 because the Minotaur's armor. Minotaur rolls for defense, misses both. 3 more damage dealt. An excellent attack there. We draw the next encounter card. We'll be activating up to 2 enemies. The Minotaur suffers 1 damage from bleed. Oh no! And because he's engaged with 2 or more heroes, we use Bull Stomp and Rush. Bull Stomp first, attack all heroes in the area with 3 hits, and Bash, and then unless we make a save, KO. We'll begin sorting out the damage, starting with Artemis. 3 hits to her. She's got 2 defense dice. 1 prevented by the shield, the other by the lightning bolt, but 1 more point of damage goes through. Next 3 hits go to Dharma, and she's got 1 magic shield preventing 1, and 2 defense dice for the others. 1 saves, the other leaves her with 1 damage. Lastly, we move to Jian. 3 hits down to 2 thanks to her armor. 2 more dice though, and we have 2 shields. Very, very nice. Let's get our bashes out of the way and we'll roll for KO. Artemis first, who just needs a hit, makes it. And then Jian, who needs a star. Ooh, and fails there, so down she goes. We then move to Rush. Here we move to Engage. That would be the hero with the least amount of wounds. Artemis in that case. Boom. Its next attack will gain +1 hit, -1 armor, and that is going to be a battle axe attack against Artemis for a total of 3 hits plus 4 blue dice. 3, 4, 5. That's 5 hits plus break, which because Artemis doesn't have any armor is 6 hits. She's only got 2 blue defense dice, so we roll, preventing 1. 5 damage at Artemis. She was lucky to survive that. That is for sure. Now, our next hero to activate is going to be Xian, and I just realized that I looked at the wrong attack for when the Minotaur hit her before. She doesn't actually get break. Instead, she cops a critical. So I'm going to go ahead and draw one of those, and it's going to be 1 damage straight up instead. She's still sort of okay though. 7 damage out of 8. Ooh. Seriously, all we need to do is take this Minotaur out and we are good. So what I would like to do here is spend our activation to dash, standing up, moving her in for the attack, but really hoping for that double lightning bolt. And we do make that, which is very cool. So 1, 2, 3 hits there, down to 2 for the Minotaur's armor, 2 defense dice preventing 1. 1 more damage dealt, but most importantly, we get a stun. Xian's turn over, we draw the next encounter, which would activate all green enemies, which is a no-go, so our otherwise effect, all enemies attack their closest hero in line of sight with their secondary attack. Well, the Minotaur is stunned, so it doesn't actually do anything except suffer another point of damage from the bleed. 10 damage dealt against the Minotaur's reduced hit points of 18. 8 to go. Our last hero to activate is going to be Xanteris here. We'll begin with his Thunder Strike, hoping for a KO. 1 red, 1 blue dice. And we make it with 2 hits as well. So, he gets KO'd. Minotaur prevents 1, rolls defense on the other. Fails for 1 more point. Wait, I got that all messed up. He's knocked down, so no armor. He rolls a save against the second hit. Passes because of the lightning bolt. But then because of his reduced figure count, we're actually dominating. So that's a 3rd hit there. And that one goes through without any save. Hells yes. Xanteris now readies his Wand of Darts, 2 blue dice. 1 hit, lethal. Unfortunately though, no slow there. Oh. Alright, all that's left, I guess, is to roll for Xanteris Flux. As always, nothing happens. And then that is the end of our hero activation. We draw our encounter card, activating all Dex enemies. The Minotaur's a fighter, so instead it uses its power. And that is Bull Stomp. Oh, the Minotaur gets up, suffers 1 damage from bleed. And then, just as before, he attacks each of our heroes with those 3 hits, and then bash, and unless they can save, a KO. Before we do that though, it is important to note that we have already crossed the threshold for Raging Bull, which means the Minotaur develops 1 enemy power. Oh no. And right here, right now, this Minotaur becomes a veteran, and we have to re-roll its hit or defense dice, not showing hits or shields. Luckily, we're not rolling any hits here, so let's go through and dish out some damage. First, Xanteris. Of the 3 hits, his magic shield prevents 1, and then we're left with 1 dice to roll, which makes the defense with the star. Here, he receives just 1 point of damage. Next, we move to Artemis, who's only got 2 defense dice here. She prevents 1, but 2 more damage seep through. Oh no, she's only got 1 health left. Guys, Artemis is dead again. Oh, see you, Dharma. We flip her over to Ghost Soul form. That is so trash. Next up, we're at Xian. 1 armor prevents 1 hit. The other 2 go through, and now she's dropped as well. Oh no. She drops all of her coin, a small pile of her gear, and we flip her to Ghost Soul form. Alright, I guess all that's left is to do the bash and KO thing for Xanteris here. We'll move him back, roll for the save, which he makes. With that, we are done for the round. We move into the event phase, draw the next event card, and here we get the Divine Touch. And for our soul alignment, we're going to cause 1 enemy to suffer a critical. We grab the sword and sorcery bag, rifle through it, and we get Ooh, an inability to use lightning bolts. Fantastic. Then we move into the time phase. We roll 2 red dice for the trap, and it doesn't actually move. So then we move on. And all we can really do here is cool down Thorgrin's war cry. Everyone else is sorta dead. Let's begin activating both of our dead heroes. First off, Xian will move into the same space as Xanteris and use her Soul Shout to boost Xanteris' shield +1 until the next time phase, and then we will recall back to the shrine. Artemis next is going to allow us to have a look at the final 2 cards of the event deck. Flipping them over, we have Hidden Trap and Till the End. Both kind of suck, but I think we would probably like Hidden Trap on top there. She then recalls as well. And then we're left with a decision. Do we begin our first main activation with Thorgrin or Xanteris? This is tricky. I feel bad for our dead heroes because bad stuff kind of happens if you don't end the quest with them back in the physical realm, but I don't think we've got much else choice here, guys and gals. We activate Thorgrin. Hopefully we can dish out a couple of points of damage here with the spear. As usual though, first we use the Aneris Shard to heal back down to 3 damage. We focus and then we attack. 3 hits on the dice, 1 for focus, 1 for range, 1 for rage, and thanks to our lightning bolt, we ignore armor here. 6 damage straight through. He's only got 2 defense dice. And saves both, but I don't think it matters. 4 damage go through. The Minotaur is defeated. Awesome. The fight reaches its brutal end when the hero's deadly blow beheads the Minotaur. As the bull head rolls onto the sand, a stunned silence descends over the arena. But an instant later, the crowd thunders in delight. Moments later, though, the roar melts into screams of terror as one of the braziers explodes and the sorceress flame starts a violent, uncontrolled fire. The nature of the accident becomes clear to the heroes when, in their minds, a female voice urges, "Time to run away. Reach the altar and you will find my servant waiting for you there." Okay, so we actually continue play here until all of our heroes are present in the shrine space. So who votes we go have a quick run around for a cleanup? Yeah. We move into the event phase, discard the current event. We roll dice to move the trap. It moves 1 space. And then we're back around into the time phase. Thorgrin's skills refresh. We drop his rage token. And we can now revive some heroes. Yeah! Now, tipped off by the fact I only have 1 soul left in the bank, I've forgotten to resolve our Minotaur's death here, so we're actually going to be able to place a loot token, a treasure token, and we get 4 soul points out of it, bringing ourselves up to 5. We are going to spend 2 to resurrect both of our heroes over here, and then we're back into the battle phase. Now, it's my understanding that all item cards left on the map at the end of the game are transferred to the stash. I believe it's 3 items per character, so we can sort of afford to leave everything there and we'll just pack it up into the stash at the end of the game. But we've still got some loot tokens I wouldn't mind checking out. Plus, there's a pouch of crowns along the way. So we'll begin by activating Xanteris here, and we're going to first pick up the pouch of crowns. Here we're going to roll all of these dice and gain 10 crowns for each hit we roll, which is going to be quite a lot. 60, not bad. Xanteris takes that onto his player board. We'll check this next one here, and it's a treasure. This time we pull the dancing scimitar, which is going to be very cool. Then we may as well move across. No, I actually don't want Xanteris to become too rich here. So instead we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Grab this loot token here for 15 crown. And then his turn is done. Artemis is going to run out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick up these 10 crowns and these 25. Jian will go next. 1, 2. Pick up those coins and her dropped loot. Then finally Thorgrim's going to come to the south and pick up these 10. 1, 2, pick up. And then, if I remember correctly, the next event is going to be some trap thing. So I figure that's going to be coming out of around Thorgrim's area. So because he's nice and far away, we'll stay there, hit the event phase, and then boom, hidden trap. Draw a trap card, apply its effects, starting from the active hero's area. We knew this was coming. And it's a no trap, but unfortunately the event card tells us to keep drawing until we get an actual trap, so we find a fire crater. Each hero within 2 areas suffers fire 1, and unless save, also suffers 1 hit point per their own armor. Fortunately, there are no other heroes within range of 2, so it's just Thorgrim, who cops fire 1. And because he doesn't have any armor, nothing else happens here. Back into the time phase, Thorgrim loses his last point of rage. We roll for the moving trap, which goes 1 space, which is pretty annoying for Thorgrim. Here we're back into the battle phase, and I think we can all make it to the exit. So we'll begin with Thorgrim, who goes 1, 2, 3, and spends an action to dash for 4. He can also pick this up on the way through, why not? He cops a damage from moving through the deadly terrain. And then we move to Jian's turn. She's just going to move in. Xantaris, he'll go 1, 2, 3, pick up and dash to move in. And then lastly, we will have Artemis go 1, pick up the trap on the ground. Oh no. We get Abyssal Pit. Oh no. Each hero within 1 area suffers KO. Down she goes. We'll spend our action to dash. We'll pick up this gear, but we've actually used all of our movement opportunities so far. So it's going to take us 1 more event phase. Hang on. There it is. We pulled the hidden trap card off the event deck here. We roll for the trap, which moves around. 1, 2. And then we finish the game. Artemis runs over, and we are finally at the next story event. Among the commotion, the heroes reach the altar and find the servant as promised. They speak. "Glory to you. My name is Juba, humble slave of the Princess Saloon, the elven dame with moon eyes. As you are probably aware, she has great plans for you. But first, you must follow me without question." For our reward, the party gains all crowns located near the event deck. I stopped counting after we got our 10. Oh no! I'm going to have to run back through and see what else we get. And then, guys and gals, we are done. And our party moves into the Colosseum dungeon. We did it! Minotaur's dead. He took out 2 of our best along with him. Oh man, that was wild. Absolutely burnt out on combat through that one. There was very little adventure to be had there and just a bloodbath all around. A big shout out to everyone who's watched and provided the support while sort of putting this thing together. It was a lot of fun. But now I'm finally freed up to attack some of the other games that are coming in. Not a moment too soon, too. Now, there is a review coming out for this one. It should be around the same time as this video drops, if not a day or 2 later. And that'll be taking into account my experience playing this playthrough, but also my experience playing the game outside of this. Obviously, I'm a bit of a fan of the game, but I did want to take a proper objective look. So yeah, that was Blood and Sand. Definitely a quest that I will be returning to for a one-shot. Maybe something I could use to introduce other players to the series, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, despite the fact it was just one epic bloodbath. Far out. Guys and gals, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the things that you guys can do to help this channel grow. I really appreciate it, and that's it from me, everybody. I am done. So as always, my name's Michael, this is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.